Hi, this is Julie Campbell for Shamel.com, and I wanted to show you a really easy way to add gold foiling to your projects. This is a gold foil kit, and it's from the Mona Lisa brand, and it comes with a couple of other products, but the main product that we're going to be using today from the kit are these gold foil sheets. And the kit comes with several of these leafing sheets, and basically it's really thin, fine sheets of gold. They're just kind of separated by little pieces of tissue paper here, but you can kind of see what that looks like. And then we'll also be using these double-sided adhesive sheets. They're from the Silhouette brand. And it just comes with two protective coverings and then the adhesive center. And then you'll just need a basic paintbrush or just something with some large bristles. And I'll also be using some different cardstock. This is just some green cardstock, and this is some textured cream cardstock. And then this is a navy cardstock. It's also from the Silhouette company, and it has an adhesive backing. So I've opened up my Silhouette Studio software, and I'm going to just bring in a couple of designs that I have already downloaded. So this is a holly background. And then I'll also be using this Noel script. So the first thing that I need to do is just to resize this background so that it's an appropriate size for my card. And I want my card base to be, let's see, I'm going to do 5 inches by 5 inches. So I'm just resizing this background to be 4.75 inches square. And then now I'm bringing over the word Noel and putting it over that background because this is how I want it laid out onto my card. So I just want to resize the word Noel so that it fits within that space. And then once I have it to the size that I want it, I'll just separate those images back out. So this background I'm going to be cutting out using the Silhouette adhesive cardstock. If you are just using regular cardstock, you can go ahead and select that type of cut setting. But whenever I cut mine out, I did use the standard Silhouette adhesive setting that's built into the software. And then for the word Noel, it's going to be cut out of the double-sided adhesive. So I would select this setting. And it automatically tells you what your blade needs to be set out, and it sets the speed and it tells the machine what the thickness is. To create an envelope, I'm just going to bring in a couple of other shapes. This is a square envelope, and it has a liner that has stars in the inside, but I don't want those stars, so I'm going to just copy that holly background, and I'm going to paste it over here. So I know that this is the size of my card, so I'm wanting to just make sure that the envelope is sized appropriately. And it looks like it's going to be a little bit large, even though my card base is about a ½ an inch wider than this holly background. So I'm just kind of resizing everything just to make sure I have the size that I want. So now I can move that out of the way. So in order to get these stars out of the envelope liner, you need to ungroup the shape, and then I'm going to ungroup again, and that will separate the liner from the stars. So I can just delete those stars. So I'm going to bring the liner back over here and put my holly background over the top of it, because I want the liner to coordinate with the actual card. So I'm going to ungroup once again and just remove the different cuts that I don't need. Basically, I'm just erasing everything that it extends over the edge. So once everything is cut out from my silhouette, this is what you should be left with. So I've got the envelope liner and then part of the card front using the adhesive backed cardstock. I cut the envelope out of the cream cardstock, and it has score marks already in the design. And then these are the pieces that I cut out of the double-sided adhesive. This is my 5 by 5 inch card base. So let's just start with the main card. This is a super simple design. All you have to do is just remove the adhesive backing. And I like using adhesive backed cardstock on projects like these because you don't have to worry about placing adhesive around each of those little tiny cuts to make sure that it adheres to your project. It just takes all the complexity out of it, makes it a really quick project. So next I'm going to show you the gold foiling technique. So I'm just removing the adhesive, actually the protective layer, off of one side of the adhesive sheet. So now I'm left with one remaining protective layer and the adhesive that's there on the top. So I'm just taking one of my gold foiled sheets and I'm going to place that over my die cut. Now this doesn't have to be perfect. As you can see, it's easy to just kind of tear off different sections, add it. Basically, it doesn't really matter how messy you have it as long as all of the adhesive is covered. You won't be able to see in the end that you've overlapped any of the different sections. So just keep going until the entire piece is covered with some gold foil. So this is where the fun part comes in. You just take a dry brush and then just go over your foiled image and just keep going until all the excess foil has been removed. These little intricate designs are a little bit trickier, and I would have just placed my die cut directly onto my card and added the gold foil that way, but I was afraid that the foil might get caught in those little bitty die cuts from the holly background, so that's why I decided to add the foiling before adhering this die cut to the card. So doing just the same as I did before. And then I'm just kind of gently going over the die cut, and the gold foil will just kind of break apart from any area that doesn't have adhesive on it. And then once the larger pieces of excess foil have been removed, you can just kind of brush quickly over the image. Speeding this up, so maybe not quite this quickly, but you get the idea. So once you've brushed all the excess away, this is what you'll be left with. So I'm bringing back the card front, and then I'm removing the adhesive protective layer from the back. of this Noel die cut, and then just carefully place that onto your card. You just kind of want to take it slowly because this is such an intricate cut and I didn't want the word to tear. Because basically you're just working with a small amount of an adhesive strip and then the really thin gold foil. So now we'll work on our envelope, and I'm just going to go ahead and fold over the different score lines there. So now I want to add a lining to the envelope just to make it look festive when the recipient opens the card. So I'm first adhering down the solid piece of gold foil. And the adhesive is a little bit forgiving, but once you have it stuck down, it kind of is, it just wants to stay that way. So try to, whenever you're placing it, place it right the first time so they don't have any tearing. So I'm just placing this decorative envelope liner piece over the top. And then I'll just adhere the edges of the envelope to secure it. So I added a little score line to the top of the envelope so that the cardstock would close really nicely. And I added some stitching to the front of the card. So now all you have to do is just insert it into your homemade envelope. And then you could either adhere the envelope closed or you could use a coordinating piece of washi tape to seal it. So that completes the card, but I also wanted to show you, if you don't have a silhouette, you could also use punches or even metal dies, or even you could create your own design and cut by hand, and you could basically do the exact same technique. So here I'm showing you how you could create a polka dot background using a basic circle punch, which this would make some really cute wrapping paper or just a background for a card or a layout. So as you can see, I'm just using the same method as we used before, and it creates a really cute gold polka dot background. So this completes my video. For more information and to see the full project, please visit chamel.com.